Thank you very much. And you redeemed yourself towards the end when you mentioned not an exciting day for Nigerians. Indeed, because football is a third religion in Nigeria. We know what it means for us. The Super Eagles are out of the World Cup. But don't despair of World Cup qualifiers. We have AFCON in Morocco. And judging from what we saw yesterday, should be able to win the AFCON. It was just penalties, a game of lottery. It was just pure luck. And like the Super Eagles coach said, Eric Chell, he suggested that the Congolese might have used juju to win the penalty shootout. So you win some, you lose some.
Well, you win some, you lose some. I'm wearing this blue to signify the Monday blues a number of Nigerians are feeling as the Super Eagles will not be going to the World Cup. But take heart, my fellow brethren. It was quite a tough battle. The Super Eagles, like Gbenga did say, they say it's a game of luck. Interestingly, Nwabali seems to have redeemed his reputation in this match as people applauded him and said he tried his best. Unfortunately, his best
was not good enough.
No, well, we will say it wasn't good enough. Or
if it was good
a lot of the blame was not on the goalkeeper. It was more, on the players as opposed to the goalkeeper. I think it's the coach. Because
how do you go to a penalty shootout with defenders? You should have envisaged this, that there was a possibility of penalty shootout.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Prepared for it.
Yeah, there have been. There have been calls for the goal.
Even Olive would have scored that.
The funny thing.
Guys, I'm not very happy this morning. So let's
relax.
Let's be guided.
I know. I mean,
so if you are going to ask me questions, please.
I should ask it with decorum and with care.
So does that mean that all our guests are coming on today's show, they're in trouble?
Bro.
If you do anyhow, you collect.
Fire for fire.
Well, Benjamin and Bassi have been applauded as men who have done excellently, as players who they believe did excellently in the match, and they just kept saying Benjamin and Bassi saved today. Nwabali, his reputation, they no longer compared him to Onana as much as they typically would. So
he did well in the penalty shootout. We had to just score our own penalties, which we failed to do. And I don't know, I've not watched Super Eagles game with so much tension and, with my heart. And yesterday I was even so scared of watching the penalty shootout.
Joe, I
don't watch Nigeria matches. I don't. It's the same. So I just stopped. I stopped a long time. The last time I stopped was the AFCON, the finals, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire. And after I watched that, I just stopped. And after I stopped, Nigeria started winning some and losing some.
I remember France 98. I even cried when the Danish team scored in the first half. I went to pray. That time I was still young. Now I didn't know that God does not interfere in football matters. At all. When there's war, there's famine, there's starvation, you now be praying for club to win for football.
You'll be surprised at the kind of things that God is interested in. I don't agree with you people.
No,
I pray about
let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
Doesn't involve
we were playing. I remember when we were in secondary school, we were playing Joe on what we call set. First set is always 2 goals, so we always hustle to play first set, so we can play longer. And then we scored a dubious goal. There was no VAR then. It was just area football. One guy, we did the jury for them, scored a dubious goal. One guy now said, don't worry now. Say, God, I just said, please, excuse me, come. God is not interfering in Champions League. Is this stupid mistake football? You shut up your mouth.
Well, just to say to our colleagues, our fellow citizens who are sad and are just thinking about the fact that we won't be going to the World Cup. I know that people I wouldn't even say people, I had planned. I knew a number of my friends who had said we had already planned our group hangout around the World Cup, but there'll be other
African country would you adopt? Don't despair. Our Ghanaian brothers.
Yes, so exactly. So now everybody has to think of another country, another African country to adopt and show solidarity with. Charlie, we hope you will do us proud. And we know we're rooting for you. I
choose Ghana. You can choose Madagascar for Cricket World Cup.
No, with Ghana. Well, if football hasn't made us very happy, maybe we can say that there's a silver lining in the political space. This weekend was hot.
Hot.
Several court judgments.
Hot. Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire. And after I watched that, I just stopped. And after I stopped, Nigeria started winning some and losing some.
I remember France 98. I even cried when the Danish team scored in the first half. I went to pray. That time I was still young. Now I didn't know that God does not interfere in football matters.
At all.
When there's war, there's famine, there's starvation, you now be praying
for club to win.
For football.
They must
You'll be
hardly work.
surprised at the kind of things that God is interested in. Me, I don't agree with you people.
No,
I pray
okay,
about
let me give you an example.
every
It doesn't
single
involve-
Let me
thing.
give you an example.
Doesn't involve
we
himself
were
in sports.
playing, I remember when we were in secondary school, we were playing Joe on the side, what we call set. First set is always 2 goals. So we always hustle to play first set so we can play longer. And then we scored a dubious goal. There was no VAR then. It was just area football. One guy, we did the jury for them, scored a dubious goal. One guy now said, don't worry now. Say, God, day. I just said, please, excuse me, come. God is not interfering in Champions League. Is this stupid hosted football? You shut up your mouth.
Well, just to say to our colleagues, our fellow citizens who are sad and are just thinking about the fact that we won't be going to the World Cup. I know that people who are, I won't even say people, I had planned, I know a number of my friends who had said we had already planned our group hangout around the World Cup, but there'll be other
African country would you adopt? Don't despair. Our Ghanaian brothers.
Yes, so exactly. So now
let's
everybody has
support
to
Ghana.
think of another country, another African country to adopt and show solidarity with. Charlie, we hope you will do expelled. And we know we're
I
rooting for
choose
you.
Ghana. You can choose Madagascar for Cricket World Cup.
No, with Ghana. Well, if football hasn't made us very happy, maybe we can say that there's a silver lining in the political space. This weekend was hot.
Hot.
Hot
Several
takes
court
everywhere.
judgments,
Hot.
regardless of the judgments, banning and
But we
unbanning, the
said it now.
PDP convention.
We said it now.
Hell.
It was
Kind of
Friday.
atmosphere.
It was Friday afternoon, late afternoon, that the court in Oyo State said, "Go ahead."
Wow.
We said it.
So, well, like we did say here, it's been series of bannings and unbannings, and then the PDP convention held over the course of the weekend. Some, depending on what side and lens you're reading from or you're looking at it from, some would see it as victory for the People's Democratic Party. But unfortunately, what we're seeing here for some people is the fact that they think it is the start of an internal war within the PDP, as key figures within the party have been expelled. We've seen the minister of the FCT, who has been there for the longest time, who many have called for his sack, has now been kicked out. Samuel Anyanwu, Ohabunwa, a number of key figures in the party have been kicked out. So depending on what lens you're viewing it from, some would say it's uhuru for the party, now the party can forge ahead, and others would say that this is the start of an internal war. There's also the legality of the convention that held, especially because there are varying and contradicting court judgments by courts of coordinate jurisdiction. So which court judgment will hold water in this case? And then again, the party, the members of the party themselves, how do they view what has happened? You speak to some leaders, they will say to you, no convention happened over the course of the weekend, that the court does not recognize the convention. So it's drama.
The Oyo State court that gave the last minute go ahead on Friday, doesn't that make it legal? Or we still need interpretation?
Well, they will tell you that there are many other situations and scenarios.
You also forgot another piece to the drama
Please.
that happened.
The INEC was not there?
INEC was not there.
Did they miss their room?
No,
Or
but
did
that's
they tell
because
them
I
where
would
it
believe
was?
that INEC was
But
sticking to
this is,
the...
guys, this was huge.
Yes,
Yes.
and then you're going to spend all this money on logistics, getting people there, and then one court to tell you that, no, you don't recognize it.
But the thing is, the court judgment in the Federal High Court in Abuja had specifically said that INEC was not allowed to be a part of this. So not only did the courts bar the election from happening, the convention from happening, the court also said that INEC, in the second judgment, the court also said that INEC, will not be a part of this convention, and that whatever decision was made here would not
Yeah,
be
but then there
considered
was
legal.
another court judgment in your state on
So that's the
Friday.
problem. It's the multiplicity of court judgments
I mean, law
that have
students
put
now,
us in
Law
inside
students are
chaos.
They'll be so
confused now.
confused.
They will be asking themselves,
Even the lecturer won't be able to answer. Can't you see our in-house legal luminary?
It all.
it don't
She doesn't know which constitution to open.
Where do we go to? Where,
That's why she's watching Congolese football. Because the law, she don't understand that.
this is where you get confused and say, wait, we're not here. It's a big problem. But one thing that also shocked me is the fact that Akwa Ibom State, I saw the story, Akwa Ibom State PDP. Akwa Ibom State PDP distances itself from a sack of, Wike and the others, and then they boycott the convention. I'm like, Akwa Ibom State?
Okay, they did.
Yes. And I'm like,
what's their business?
Akwa Ibom State, you just moved to APC now. Why are you all of a sudden putting out a statement that you no longer support? I don't get it. No, they didn't show up.
The River State has had enough drama. So please leave them out of the national issue. Let them sort out.
Drama is much.
They're trying to recover from the drama of the past 6 months to 1 year. So let them come out of all of that before they're involving themselves in national issues. Also, what this then shows is if the party does not put its house in order, it gives the ruling party, the APC, a political advantage, not just now, but in the coming elections, as the PDP had the structure, and I say had loosely, had the structure to be able to combat the APC. A party divided within itself cannot stand. And what we see now is the PDP has become a party that's divided, largely divided within itself.
And looking at the history of the PDP and what it means in Nigeria's history of new Fourth Republic democratic experience, I mean, they held sway for 16 years. It's not a fringe party. So the symbolism of PDP not getting its house in order, it's not a good thing for our democracy, regardless of if you're a supporter of this ruling party, the APC or not. We want a level playing field. We want a vibrant democracy where opposition also thrives, so you can put the government of the day on their toes and do constructive criticism and what we know as democracy. Nobody wants an opposition that is always in fighting, that has serious troubles. Then it erodes the gains of democracy.
I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, just to mention that the question is what next? What's the way forward for the PDP? Because it doesn't look like this is over.
We need to wait for the storm is over.
The storm is not over.
No, the storm.
The storm is only just brewing.
Just about to start.
The expulsion of these key figures of the party.
Fight back.
The governors, some governors have distanced themselves from this expulsion, as well as the new, Fintiri,
I mean, these governors that are distancing themselves.
They have a double.
They want their heart is in APC. They should just go. It's not the big deal.
So this, to me, feels like political warfare. It doesn't feel like it's peace for the PDP. It feels like we're stirring the waters.
No, but some hard decisions have to be made.
So the thing is, it should have been disciplined. It would have been disciplined if it was made a long time ago. And now it's looking more like political warfare.
It should have happened a long time ago.
Yes, and that would have been disciplined.
And they didn't change their ways. So therefore, they took the nuclear decision, which is to expel all of them, and they should live with the decision.
PDP has come out to say that it's not even in line with their own party constitution. They did mention, I think, section 53 and section 40 they had mentioned, and there's a case of inter-party, there's a case of, when Body George was speaking, he did mention during the convention that part of the suspension is coming as, the reason why they even suspended is because some of the key figures and names, there are about 10 or 11 in number who have been suspended. The reason is because they were also trying to stop the convention from happening. And in their constitution, you don't understand why you are a party member and you are working against the convention, the convention and the party itself. So for that reason, they're out.
I mean, it's treason. It's almost like treason. You're working against the party. I mean, so you deserve to be expelled. I support the PDP.
Just to mention some of the names of the people who have been what's the word? Expelled.
Yes. If it was church, they would have been excommunicated.
Nyesom Wike, of course, that was a long time coming, it would seem. Fayose, Senator Samuel Anya, Honorable Umar Bature, Senator Mao Ohabonwa, Chief Don Obi, Honorable Austin Nwachukwu, George Turner, Abraham Ama, and Mohammed Abdulrahman, as well as Adeyemi Ajibade SAN. These are some of the leaders from the People's Democratic Party who have been expelled. But let's ask you, our viewers, we're streaming live on YouTube and we want to, of course, we always want to read from you and get your thoughts. Go on YouTube and drop in the live stream what you think this means for the People's Democratic Party. Is it forward ever from here on, or do you think that this indeed is the start of internal political warfare within the People's Democratic Party and a further entrenching the roots of the ruling All Progressives Congress. Let us know your thoughts on News Central Live on YouTube.
Or do you also think that they've removed the cogs in the wheels of the PDP? Yes. And also on a light note, you know, they should have considered former Governor Ayodele Fayose. He was celebrating his 65th birthday. How do you expel him on his birthday?
That's a birthday gift. It's freedom.
And then former president said that he was told not to even attend the birthday, but he had to do that. But then again,
he sent an emissary. It was very interesting. It was a political birthday.
Yes, a lot.
So many political figures.
The FCT minister was there.
Yes.
Nyesom Wike was there.
And
there was a footage where
he made a statement that may you live as long as I've lived, that you are my younger brother. But I checked on the internet as a journalist. I checked the internet and it was 57 years old.
So he should live
long.
long.
Fayose is 65. So how is he was also referring to him as his younger brother. So I don't know. Maybe Mr. Larry Olanka can.
No, Larry only went online. Larry only went online to laugh at the PDP convention. Then he laughed at the PDP convention. He said they had a picnic. That they were having a picnic, a jamboree. But let's see what went down at the convention. We do have a footage. Let's bring it to you.
Some people were mocking us. They now know they were lying to themselves. Cocoa tree doesn't die. It lives for tons and tons of many years. My heart went much bigger than usual because I saw that the local political party is still there. Now those who are praying that we are dead, we are very much alive. Very much.
What's the message for all Nigerians right now concerning this convention? Is the PDP back?
This will convince them. We had crisis. It's normal for any organization to have crisis. But the ability to be able to debate, to discuss, and to finally give a resolution will be a measure of the competence of that party. That is what we are showing today. I am elated.
Is the convention legal, sir?
Because very legal. Now, I want to warn many Nigerians, those who are in power. This was how the crisis of 1962 started, from here. I was in Form 4. Now, at that time, today I am almost 80 years.
On behalf of myself and my colleagues, I want to assure our team members and indeed you Nigerians outside there, that from this moment on, we will ensure that in whatever we do, there is fairness, there is transparency, there is equity, and there is justice. Because he who wants equity must come with clean hands. What you have done to us, the trust you've given us, is that the one must also take it and that we shall do. We are not under any illusion that the laws that have been placed upon us is simple one. Our party is at crossroads now. We are up to the task. We are up to the challenge. Very soon, we shall be rolling out what our guiding principles will be and models of printing for achieving the same. And when we do that, we shall be hitting the ground running from day one.
So amidst the drama, that's the new PDP chairman, Turaki, who emerged over the weekend. Now, a little background, he He's a learned colleague as well, but of course, a senior learned colleague. He's been there for...
Did you say a learned colleague?
He's your learned colleague,
Okay.
sorry. Your learned colleague, not ours.
Take the credit.
I just wanted to be sure.
Really? Did you just do that? And let me just run through some things you need to know about him. He's a legal expert with experience across multiple areas of law, including constitutional law, election, petition, litigation, commercial arbitration, cross-border and international criminal law. He's also experienced in intellectual property, oil and gas, and corporate mergers and acquisition. He is also a notary public. He was former chairman of the is it the ministers? There's this thing they call is it the ministers? Let me ensure I get it right so I don't make any mistake. Chairman of PDP Ministers Forum. And many have said because he was a chairman for a longer period of time, that gave him enough time for him to emerge as the one and only candidate to lead the PDP. Now, there's also a problem. While he was appointed as the chairman over the weekend, some PDP members, ex-PDP members, now with APC were saying, no, he doesn't deserve it. And I'm wondering, but you've left the party. Why are you still, it's like you've left, but you're still looking back. I really don't get it.
They should go and listen to Gaze Baba's song when he said, no, I shall never go back.
Very, very true.
Do we have what Nigerians are saying on this, or can we now?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm sure I'm happy that you mentioned the background of the new PDP chairman because there will be a hailstorm of litigation.
Yes.
And coming from a legal background, he does understand the implication of everything that happened and the build-up towards the convention. Because you don't expect those who they've expelled from the PDP, especially looking at the person of the character of the FCT Minister, Mr. Nyesom Wike, to just sit back and accept it. There will be pushback.
Of course.
And also some that were not happy that the convention also happened. I really feel for PDP. That's why you said in the voice of R. Kelly, the storm is not over. In his own song, the storm is over, but this storm is not over.
No, this storm is just getting started.
In the voice of Michael Jackson.
Let's get
to be starting something.
Okay, let's be serious.
And in the voice of Anambra State Governor, as I said, the Americans
anything.
See nothing.
Okay, that's all, please. That's all for now.
All right, Joe, take us to Ogun State.
All right, let's go to the next story right now. Now, during the commissioning of a newly repaired township road, Governor Dapo Abiodun fired back at critics who have been saying his administration hasn't done anything, insisting that those claiming we haven't worked simply aren't being truthful, end of quotes, and pointing to the project that they were indeed commissioning before him as proof of ongoing development across Ogun State. But his remarks immediately stirred reactions from residents, many of whom felt the governor was dismissing their daily struggles with long neglected pothole-ridden roads. While Governor Dapo Abiodun highlighted the commission project as evidence of progress, frustrated citizens countered that one successful ribbon cutting doesn't reflect the condition of most major roads, accusing him of ignoring the widespread hardship people face as bad roads every day. But don't take our words for it. Take a look at this video before we show you the reactions or counter reactions from the people.
When they begin to sponsor these different narratives on social media saying that Abiodun Oshie, you know, I just laugh. Like Papa Basu normally says, I just laugh and I'm still laughing. Because you and I are witnesses to the new Ogun State that is evolving. Something happened in Ogun State on the 29th of May 2019. A focused, deliberate, and intentional administration assumed office. And we had a vision. That vision we continue to implement to the letter. And we pray that Almighty God gives us the grace to continue that implementation till we leave office. The roads that we're commissioning today in IFO 2 are part of what we have done in both IFO 1 and IFO 2, which are both in Ogun Central District. They include, like I said earlier, the Songo Joko Agbado Road, the Adeson Road, the Magboro Makoki Road, Elega Shake, Miliki Bode Olude Extension, Ukinado Lane, the Songo Abeokuta Road. It passes through Ifo-1. That road is probably the second or third busiest road in Nigeria.
Well, let's see how residents of Ogun State are reacting or reacted to that video where the governor was speaking and talking about what he's done. Just take a look.
When we see pictures or videos of Lagos State on the internet, we sometimes think it is an AI generated, and this is because we cannot relate to the growth in our own state. We cannot relate to that growth. And to think these two states are beside each other, they are beside each other side by side, yet my leaders in Ogun State cannot emulate, cannot pick idea, cannot ask question on how to do it, on how to grow. The only thing we are known for is Okada. The minute you are about to enter Ogun State, just take note of this. You will see Okada. Okada will be everywhere. And this is because that is the only means of transportation people can actually manage. Because those roads are not motorable. People cannot invest in transportation. People cannot bring their own personal car out. We'll spend money in repairing cars every day. We spend money. Something will happen to your car. And to all our senators, please, what are you guys doing? By their attire, you shall know them. Kò sí ọ̀nà tó fẹ́ gbà jáde l'Ogun State tí wọn ò ní dá ẹ mọ̀ pẹ̀lú táyà ẹ̀. Táyà ẹ̀ máa pọ́n ṣáá ni. Kò sí mi ò mọ ọ̀nà náà tó fẹ́ gbà jáde wọ another state tó yẹ pé tó wá fi máa bọ́ síta wọn ní wọn pé àwọn ará Ogun State lélẹ̀. Kí ló dé? The people living in Ogun State are not even looking older than their age because of the unnecessary stress we pass through on the road on a daily basis. Ọ̀nà tó yẹ kó bá wa ní 10-15 minutes, we spend hours on the road. The media house in Ogun State, what are you doing? The radio stations in Ogun State, what are you doing? Commissioner for Works in Ogun State, what are you doing? The local government chairman, chancellor, all of you, what are you doing? Prince Dakpo Abiodun, what are you doing with the team member that you have? If we develop road.
So some quick translation for the last video you just saw before we get into the nitty-gritty of that whole episode of the governor talking about the state of project in Ogun State. She said, and I quote, that if you come out of Ogun State and you go to another state, by your tire, they shall know you. The tires, meaning that, look, you can see, brown. It would have carried a lot of dirty.
Goldish.
Yes, that by your tire, the tire becomes an attire.
Wow.
That you use. Like if you see this type of vehicle in Lagos now, you know he's coming from a far journey from Ogun State. And I mean, it might sound comical, but these are people's realities. They spend thousands, millions repairing their cars. They waste valuable man hours in traffic. I mean, the mental stress. And to think this is a second-term governor. I mean, what did you do in your first term? Yes.
He blamed predecessors.
No, he did build an airport. Yes, Ogun Gateway Airport. They've started flights there. But the majority of your citizens cannot even afford air tickets. And where are they flying to? You have Lagos State is how many minutes away from Ogun State, from Abeokuta. They could use that airport there. That's not priority. But you have Ifo local government, which I heard is the headquarters of bad roads in Nigeria. And then the saddest part of this is the governor is still defensive. Instead of him to say, you know, we focused on other projects in our first term, this is our second term. You know, the way they talk, like they're doing, okay, you know the citizens a favor. You could see the arrogance in his tone, the way he was addressing people, like, oh, you are not even grateful. And I'm not even supposed to, you know, things like that, which is very heartbreaking. This is taxpayers' money. And the saddest part of Ogun State is its proximity to Lagos. they could tap into the commercial nerve center of the country, and they will generate a lot of taxes. Look at Ibafo, for example, Mowe, all those satellite areas, Alagbado, development is terrible.
It's terrible.
And Songota, there's more to Ogun State than Abeokuta. I know the state capital is nice, there are good roads there. Even in Abeokuta, there are some places that are not great, but okay, that's where you have majority of the best of the good roads. But there's more to life, and this is a governor that frequents Lagos all the time. I'm not saying even Lagos is where we want it to be, but at least you can see effort. It's just, I really feel for the residents.
There are also indications that the Songo Joko Road, he fixed one lane and then he left one lane. One lane is undone.
Who does
so
that?
half
What kind
done,
of contractor?
half undone.
Did you give the job?
And you know the funny thing? 3 weeks ago, the governor had put out a statement that he blames his predecessors for not fixing these bad roads. But you ask again, your predecessors, what political party did they belong to?
APC.
They belong to
But
the
just
same
also
APC.
mention that in also part of their defense, and no, I'm not holding brief for the government, but they had mentioned a number of roads that they had completed. The special advisor, of the state government is saying, he said that they're fixing the 140-kilometer Abeokuta-Lagos Expressway despite being a federal road.
They're fixing it.
They're fixing it.
That road is good. I mean, I've used that road twice
well, I
in the
haven't-
last 6
What
months.
we're saying is these
They're
roads
not.
we put out
And
there,
that
these
road is
videos,
good.
those are the roads you should.
Let me mention the roads that they said they have fixed, and this is for our
And then they
audience in
mention
Ogun State as
160
well.
kilometers, like they're fixing everything.
They
Maybe
said-
a few potholes. That's a very good road.
They said the following roads have been completed: Ifoado, Oduota axis of the state, Ikorita Meta, Adenrele Oloshe Titus Vespa Road, that's 3.1 kilometer, Old Bank Road, Orita Meta, Koka Junction, Olumo Spur Road, 1 kilometer, Olusegun Oshoba, Toyin Agbado Road,
You said
2.4
1
kilometer. One. Reconstruction of Songwater, Okearo, Ojodo Abiodun Road at Lagos and Yakoyo to Mr. Biggs, Phase 6, 1.6 kilometers. Reconstruction of Songwater, Okearo, Ojodo Abiodun Road from Songo Roundabout to Ijoko Bridge, Phase 1, 8.5 kilometers, as well as Akute Denro, Ishasi Road, 4.8 kilometers. There are a number of
About all these roads
that
that
they
we're seeing on our
listed.
screen.
And then they will say to you,
fix it?
part of their response is that they've made a promise that the development in Ogun State will go round, that the infrastructure upgrade will spread to all communities across the 3 senatorial districts. And
Also-
according to them,
Yeah.
the damage that has been done cannot be repaired in under 8 years. It will take much more than that, but that they will do all within their power.
Olive, you're very right. I understand you don't hold brief. None of us hold brief for the Ogun State government. And in being fair, I mean, what did your predecessors do? Because I came in from Wemco Road this morning and I saw that, it's standardized, there's drainage, and there's a walk path. It wasn't always like that. It was done by an administration. Imagine if it wasn't done, then Governor Sanwo-Olu will have to look for resources to do it. So since the beginning of democratic experience in Ogun State, what have their predecessors been doing? Because some of these roads, the brown, what's it called? The golden sand, the brown sand you see, it's almost like it's never been tarred before. It looks like it's been like that since the time of
Clay.
Adam and Eve. You know, some of the clay that they even used to mold human being in Yoruba traditional Oduduwa is still like that. It looks like it's never been taught before. So there's also a question, what did his predecessors do? Because it's an indictment on them.
And
Look
I
at
agree.
Lagos. You build on, Fashola did this. Look at Surulere. It was Fashola.
Yeah.
You build on this, and
Ambode did Oshodi.
and then the current governor can expand to areas that have not seen development.
Oshodi, Ekpe.
Oshodi. That's continuity. What can you point to? It's almost like all the roads in Ogun State are terrible.
A dry response I want to give to that is how, for example, all 3 of us are professional MCs. Is why at the start of certain calibers of event, you would establish protocol so that everybody who comes will say, oh, I'm standing on an existing, already established protocol. In the same breath, what do these former governors do? What protocol have they already established that subsequent governors can stand on? And if we don't start to establish a system where people in office know that when they come out, they will account for the 4 years or the 8 years they spent in office. We'll continue to see a lavish, exorbitant way of governance that will not yield, it will not lead us to being able to hold them accountable. People need to know that before they run for office, that before they run, while they're in power, once they come out, there's nothing like immunity clause covering them, that they'll be made to answer, and that if they cannot answer responsibly, there's a court and there's jail until we have punitive measures. You see those roads they are complaining about, I'm sorry to say, we'll continue to see things like that.
Yeah, but then the way the governor is dismissing it. Now, back to Lagos State as an example. You've seen how people now use the success of Lagos, success in inverted commas, because we're not where we should be, as a campaign tool for Mr. President, saying, look at the Lagos they built, that he set everything in motion, because there's been rapid improvement, and we know the state of Lagos in 1999. So Ogun State is just a very sorry state.
All right.
And a lot of industries, they generate taxes from the industrial areas in Agara. There are lots of...
They have a lot of industries there in Ogun State.
FMCG companies there. So it's not a lack of money.
No.
So what's really...
And then the governors now have
or maybe
more
it's priorities. They went to build Gateway.
I know the governors now have more money.
A world,
especially from the center. Once you plug into the center, he was already plugged into the center, by the way.
Okay. If you remember, the president even declared his presidential ambition in Ogun State.
Yes.
The famous Emilokon.
Yes. Right. Oh, that's true. But before we head to what Nigerians are saying, to officially kick open what Nigerians are saying on YouTube, Felix Okechukwu says, I don't blame the governor at all. Nigerians love to be lied to, and the governor understands this, but not very well. Ogun indigenes are waking up. This is his second tenure, and that makes it worse. That's what Felix Okechukwu says on YouTube. So let's now head to X and see what Nigerians are saying on X about this. Governor, when they walk, no go stress you with big English. Obayo says, I will still say it again like I've been saying it before. Ogun State has had the worst set of governors in the history of Nigeria since democracy, and Dapo is the ultimate worst of them all. It is like I don't understand how Ogun will look like a village, yet in between Lagos and Oyo states that are trying. I'm not saying Lagos and Oyo are better off, but at least these two are trying to raise development. The last time I went to Ogun, I vowed I would rather take the train than stress my body with all the buzz of the roads, and of course, from the red sand that made me look like I was coming from a mining site because I took bike at some point. I was traumatized because I wore white the day I went. Now today, swear for Ogun State. I beg. Please, let's
take it easy.
Calm down.
We understand.
Sorry, when you're the one praising yourself, you've lost the plot. The people of Ogun complain mainly on one thing always, or about one thing. And that's the dilapidated state of the roads. But here, the governor's saying he's the best thing to happen to the state since its creation.
Or since sliced bread.
Well done, Governor Dapo. You are doing your best to make Ogun State great again. Oladile says, and ends it by saying, kudos.
Kunduz.
Yes, you have done a lot of work, sir. That's why a lot of people are relocating from Ogun State to Lagos. Fluent in sarcasm, aren't you? Ogun State is the world's headquarters of bad roads. Don't deceive yourself, Mr. Governor. That's what he says, and that will be our final tweet for this story.
Wow. It's tough. It's really tough. I don't know where else to go. But we're happy that the governor is watching. And hopefully the people of Ogun State will be able to breathe a sigh of relief.
And they should sustain the advocacy and pressure.
Yes.
Those roads need to be fixed.
The airport is very good. I mean, it will help. It will help boost the IGR of the state. But then again, focus on what makes
people... And it's not a favor.
Focus on what makes living worth it, like you're really living.
Just to add, since we're talking about governance, kudos to the Lagos State government. We started seeing improvements in terms of street lights. I think they just received a batch of solar street lights. Western Avenue is lit now.
Not
Lekki
Ajah Expressway.
Lekki Expressway has been lit. I can see Allen, Okpebi, Toyin Street. They've removed the old poles, which means they are going to
install the new ones.
New street lights. Awolowo Road. So around around a 5-kilometer radius of Alausa, the government house, they're doing something.
That means they listen to you, eh?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
After how many years?
After how many years of crime?
This is the 5th year.
But we are now crime because today Lekki Ajah Expressway was a horror
There was
movie.
a flash flood. I think
flash
it was
floods, the whole
30
roads
minutes,
were
everywhere
covered
flooded.
water. The drainages are not
Potholes, I
working.
hope my tire is
When are
big
they meant
holes,
to start the
dark.
repair work?
They said
It was
15th.
started,
15th was just a few days ago.
Did you see
Saturday.
any machinery?
Nothing.
I didn't go
Nothing.
outside,
But of course, they remember that they started from Ibadan Soya. There's construction work. Now they are the police station there, just before you get into Thomas Estate or so.
How about those
so they're working towards
that
that.
were meant to be constructed around VGC?
So that is a big one, and I think we're going to have a special on that. Let's just mention here that
like
the VGC flyover, which links to there's a regional road. It's supposed to be the regional road from the VGC. It's supposed to pass through that flyover. It takes you in, and then you come out at Lekki. Phase 1 access.
Yes, so it cuts
that
off.
road has been
If you don't have
abandoned.
business.
This is going to almost 3 years, and nothing has been done. And we really look forward to having a special on that as well.
We'll put pressure on the Commissioner of Works, Lagos State and Ogun State.
Yes.
It would be nice to talk to them. To also, I mean, not for us to interrogate them, for them to tell the people, because it's information we might not have, so that they can communicate with the people. Yeah.
Okay. That's right.
Okay,
maybe we'll have a town hall in Ogun State.
A special town hall.
Let the people of Ogun State, let them tweet us. Just tweet us. Let us know if you like the town hall train to move to Ogun State.
Okay. Let's move to somebody who, while you can say that some have not been working, someone does argue that he has been working, that he's Mr. Project.
Who's that?
Unfortunately, he's not in the news for the best reason this time.
Okay.
Apart from the expulsion, something else has happened. Do you want to tell us, Gbenga?
Yes, we did bring this story last week, and apparently we've not heard the last of it. A group of military veterans have intensified public criticism of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike after openly demanding his sack, accusing him of high-handedness and saying his leadership style has alienated both security stakeholders and ordinary residents. The outcry coincided with a viral video showing a crowd of Nigerians chanting, "We're not a fool," a direct jab at Wike himself. As many in the gathering mocked what they see as his dismissive attitude and controversial public statements. The two moments have now blended into a broader wave of public pushback, with people insisting that the minister's approach is no longer acceptable. And this group of military veterans have they said he should apologize or he should be sacked or transferred. But let's take a listen. Okay. But let's go straight to what Nigerians are saying due to time.
I think due to time, we'll just go straight to what Nigerians are saying if we have that. This one is the mobile pharmacist. Mobile pharmacist, okay. Why am I seeing this as a distraction from current reality of the nation? Because Wike has denied that he didn't call him a fool, despite evidence everywhere. But seeing Nigerians argue about this is unbelievable. That's what he says. Another one, Alpha 27 says, Okafor Samuel, when will the retired military, did he call them cowards, hold press conference because of bandits arising in their northern states? Well, you do have your statements to make, but please be mindful of your words as well. Well, they all have hotels and event centers where they use naval officers that are being paid from taxpayers' money to guard and protect. So a Navy officer is now protecting construction sites. Meanwhile, bandits are killing Christians in Benue. Okay. Different angles to this particular story, Gbenga. We would rather do this than demand accountability, but the truth is that we don't know how to organize ourselves for mass action. If the country is to get anything right and make progress, 25% of the young people must learn to organize for peaceful mass action of some sort. Did you say peaceful? Yeah, the last peaceful one we saw didn't end up looking peaceful, by the way. And the young lads were raided and they were picked up and they were taken to court. Remember that, Gbenga?
Even minors. Yeah.
Minors, yeah. Young minds major in minor as usual. No government shows such citizen respect. As creative as this looks, it still amounts to cloud chasing. Is the insecurity resolved? Are they gainfully employed? Healthcare system functional? Are the roads, electricity, schools in good conditions? So I think there's also a pushback from Nigerians, a cross-section of Nigerians, over the veterans who have come out to speak against the FCT minister. They're saying that you only came out to speak about the FCT minister, but the cases of the Christians being killed, insecurity in the north, food challenges with the farmers also being killed.
Most of the
you haven't done a press conference to speak about it.
They assume that you can only do one thing at the same time. You can address the situation and still address the other problems that we have. The fact that they've said something, you shouldn't just dismiss it for the face value, saying, oh, we have insecurity because of it. Okay, we have insecurity. Why are we playing football? Let's everybody face insecurity.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so we need to, learn
we need to understand that there's
outside the box and address issues on their merit.
Diversification.
All right, just as we wrap up, Oyeniyan Waliu says PDP is done for all I care. How can a party who cannot organize itself take hold of a country like Nigeria?